Hello and welcome back, my fairies. I am Matsurific, and we are back with another episode review. This time, we are going to be watching Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir Season 5, Episode 11. It is finally here, Deflagration. It is early because Gloob hates not being the first people to upload an episode, or air an episode. Regardless, they hate not being first, so we're getting the episode early with pretty much no warning at all. But yes, part 2 of Kwame's Choice is finally here and we get to watch it. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, first of all, welcome. The way that we normally do things is I'll talk about the episode, I'll talk about what we know about the episode beforehand, and also in the meantime, as you can see over here, there's some artwork going on to avoid YouTube copyright striking me. So I hope you enjoyed that. This piece is my character, Kitty Noir, who is gender-bent Chat Noir, and Zoe with the Cat Miraculous, who has been rumored to be named Kitty Noir, but some people are also saying that her canon name is Black Minette. So, and I am really hoping that it's Black Minette. If her name is not confirmed at all in this episode, then I will be referring to her as Black Minette, because Kitty Noir is my name. And no, you cannot have her. She is mine. If you have your own gender-bent Cat Noir character you want to use, I don't actually own the name. Feel free to use it if you got your own gender-bent Cat Noir character that you want to use. If you like the name, go ahead. It's not actually mine. I have no real claim over the name, but it has become a running joke that they stole the name from me. So, yeah. Hopefully it's Black Minette. So yeah, enjoy this piece of Kitty Noir and Black Minette while we talk about the episode. So we don't really know a whole lot about the episode aside from the fact that, you know, basically it's going to follow up on the last episode where Marinette and Adrien are both having trouble with the fact that they can't actually be together because of their superhero double lives, and things are awkward and weird. And Adrien found out in episode 9 that Marinette had a crush on him, but then she was trying to get over it and fell for Cat Noir instead. And he's like, okay, well, I obviously can't be with her as Cat Noir, so I've got to try and win her back as Adrien. And Marinette is still going on about how, well, she can't be with Adrien because every time she's with Adrien, she messes up and as Ladybug, and it's caused so many issues, and she now realizes she can't be with Cat Noir because she nearly got akumatized. So yeah, that's going to be an issue. And Tiki and Plag, they met up at the school and are like, listen, we gotta do something. We both hate seeing how miserable our holders are. We gotta do something. So they took the Miraculous away and gave them to Alia and Zoe. And because Alia and Zoe both wear alliances, Gabriel now knows that they are the Ladybug and Cat holders, so he is now after them. And we know that he is going to be following up on that this episode and going after Alia and Zoe. We know that we're going to get to see some cute Adrianette stuff at the school, especially. We know that Zoe is going to put Chloe in her place, making her sit her butt down. And that's going to be great to see. But other than that, we really don't know much about this episode. We don't even know what the villain is going to be like. I think we saw something about like there being 5, but I think it's actually more likely that Monarch himself is going to go after them, because why not? He knows their identities, he might as well. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. And the other thing that we know is going to happen is that by the end of the episode, Marinette and Adrien will get their Miraculouses back, but thanks to episodes being out of order, again, thank you, Gloob, we also know that Marinette and Adrien will stay together at the end of the episode, and we're going to continue having Adrienettes throughout the rest of the season. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Anyways, this is one of the longest intros I've recorded in a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop babbling, go watch the episode, and I'll be back to tell you guys my thoughts. Okay, well, that was definitely, I would definitely say this was a good episode, but I have to start off by saying, yes, I am disappointed. They did definitely call her Kitty Noir. I don't know if Black Minette is supposed to be like just the French version only, like how Papillon is Hawkmoth's name in French, but in pretty much any other language his name is Hawkmoth. I don't know if that's the case, or if it's maybe just this one dub. I hope it's just this one dub, because I like Black Minette better. Let me have my kitty. Let me Kitty Noir is my name. But anyways, so yeah, the episode starts off with an interview with Scarabella and Kitty Noir. And Nadia Schmuck is interviewing them, asking them questions, you know, what happened to Ladybug and Cat Noir. Oh no, it's not Nadia, it's Clara that's interviewing them. Yeah, Clara's asking them questions like, what happened to Ladybug and Cat Noir? Did they quit so they can live out their love story? And it's like, no, there is no love story between them. You know, we're just taking over. That's about all there is to it. And then we cut to Adrien, who's watching the interview, and gosh, the poor boy. My boy looks so sad and lonely. He misses Plague. Like, oh. It's like, oh, he misses Plague, and oh, I feel so bad, because it's like, he looks so sad. Plague. But anyways, but yeah, he goes over and he plays foosball by himself, and he's like checking his phone, like, should I call Marinette? What? And then we get to Alia going back to her room, and she's talking with Tiki, and Tiki also misses Marinette. But then, you know, her sisters come in, and they're like, oh, Marinette's here, and so you know, they get the sisters to leave. And Marinette has to reunite with Tiki. It's like, oh, Tiki missed her so much. Even though they just saw each other that morning, but it's like, oh. Then Alia notices how much happier Marinette already is. And it's like, did Adrien come to see you? Like, and then Adrien calls her. It's like, hey, I left my bag in your room. It's like, oh, he left his bag in your room? Did you guys hold hands? Did you kiss? No. I just rose my hand. Like, what? Alia's like, I love how she's like, did I miss an episode? It's like, no, you didn't miss any episodes. Oh, right, we're still on episode 1. It's like, no, you did miss it. It was cute and adorable. But, anyways, so yeah, they talk a bit about the whole thing with Adrien, and also how, you know, reminding Alia that she can't say anything to Nino. And Alia's like, hey, don't worry about it. This is our fight now. You live your life. Let us take care of Monarch from here. And then we cut back to Zoe, and it didn't even occur to me until this point, but man, Plague gets... Like, I know this is the point, because the whole thing with Marinette and Adrien is that Marinette has a very lucky life, even though on the surface it doesn't seem lucky, but she actually is very lucky, so she got the Miraculous of Luck. Whereas Adrien on the surface looks like he's very lucky, but he's actually very unlucky, so he got the Miraculous of Bad Luck. And poor Zoe also is very unlucky, because she's got this family that for the most part hates her, all except for her stepdad. And Plague is like, and of course Plague sees all this and is like, you gotta stand up for yourself. But also, the moment when Plague finds out that they have a cheese cellar, the largest cheese cellar in Paris, it's just like the look on his face. Yeah, Adrien just got replaced. Adrien just got replaced. Plag has Zoe to look after now and to give him cheese. And then, of course, you know, Zoe is sneaking to the kitchen to try and get cheese for Plag, but man, the girl looked suspicious as she was doing so. And then she runs into Chloe, who threatens Zoe again because you're only supposed to be in like the back cellars and everything. How dare you be in the restaurant? So Zoe has to, you know, suck up to her and basically just wash all of her shoes, which Plag is like, I can cataclysm that. I can get that out of your way for you. He's like, no, it's, you know, I've got to, it's my problem. I got to deal with it, and we can't have you causing a scene because it'll risk my identity. And then we cut to Gabriel. And I swear, I wasn't even paying attention to the subtitles for what he was saying, because it was just seeing him singing and dancing was bizarre. Like, okay, Argos, that was fine. You know, Felix with the Peacock Miraculous, okay, fine, okay, that was fine. It was a fun song, but Gabriel by himself, he wasn't even transformed or anything. What is it with the men in this family and their songs? Like, okay, Adrien not so much, because the last time he sung, that was the whole thing. And then we had the other episode where it was a musical episode, so that was a bit different because that was a musical episode. We get Gabriel singing like... All three men in this family are getting a song this season. Oh my gosh. What is with the men in this family? And then Natalie is equally as shocked, like, what's gotten into you? And then Gabriel's like, oh, come with me. It's like, I now know the secret identities of Scarabella and Kitty Noir, so I just have to akumatize someone and I'll achieve victory. And then we see Natalie also kind of worried about, you know, what Emily would think. She's like, I miss you, Emily, but I'm worried about the lengths that Gabriel's willing to go through to get you back. And then Gabriel shocks the poor Kwamis because he tells them that he now knows who has the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous. And they're like, what? No! And I don't think they even quite realize that, you know, it's not Marinette and Adrien. That it's not Ladybug and Cat Noir. Yeah. But they're still like, oh no, this can't be happening. It's like, yes, it is happening. I'm going to win. No! And, I think it was Daisy, looks at Sass and is like, what are we gonna do? It's like, there's nothing we can do. It's like, oh, they're so helpless right now, and I feel so bad for them. But, yeah, so he gets ready. So he, pulls on powers, okay, so he, let me just double check which powers he was getting again. So yeah, he grabs Pollen, so he can immobilize his so he can use Venom. And then he also grabs Mulo for Multitude. And oh gosh, I had them all here. So yeah, he grabs Pollen, Mulo, so yeah, Venom, Multitude, he gets the Ox power for invulnerability. He also grabs Oriko, so he can make himself invisible again by giving himself any power he wants. And then also Kalki with teleportation. So his plan is basically to follow Alia and Zoe around until he can find someone to akumatize to get them to go transform into Scarabella and Kitty Noir. So when he arrives there, he basically, you know, is watching over them while they're having this meeting with the rest of the Resistance, And they basically formed this whole plan where if somebody sees someone getting akumatized, and they send out a signal so that a song starts playing, orchestrated by Kitty's section, and it plays throughout all the school, and then everybody in the resistance will get everybody out to safety. And then they'll keep an eye out in case Scarabella and Kitty Noir need any help. And they've also got paintballs as well, which do come into play earlier. They did a very good job hinting at the paintballs. That was pretty good how they told us about that ahead of time. So then we get into the cafeteria, and that's when Monarch. Yeah. Oh, before that, after Monarch listens in on all that, he unplugs the system that allows the alarm to go off. And so that when they try to activate it, it won't actually activate it. And we also get the scene of Alia and Nino, where Nino's like, "Oh, they should have given the miraculous to you and me. I mean, we were holders too." It's like, Nino, there is a reason why you're not a holder. There is a reason why Plagg did not give you the miraculous. Okay. The canon reason is that he's in a relationship with Alia and they'd have a similar situation, but no. The reason you did not get the cat miraculous, Nino, is because you are terrible with secrets. Good lord. Just stop. Just stop. Oh my goodness. So they go to the cafeteria, and Marinette and Adrien are trying to have lunch, and Adrien is trying to be all romantic, and Marinette's like coming up with every excuse not to find the romance in anything that he says. And then he tries to hold her hand, and she's like, she tries, but she can't quite bring herself to take his hand. And he almost gets the wrong idea, like, listen, we could be friends if that's what you want. It's like, no, I don't want to be friends. Which, of course, gives him the wrong day. No, I didn't mean like that! I will make my hand listen to me! That was kind of funny. Because, like, she's trying to force herself to hold his hand, but it's like, no, he's so patient with her. He really is. But then Lila and Chloe notice, and Lila's like, you're so generous for letting Marinette get close to Adrien. And they got this whole thing of Chloe being a dumb blonde, because she's like, I don't know what that word means. And she has Alliance try to look it up, but she can't get Alliance to work, so Sabrina looks it up for her. She's like, oh, I am not generous. I am not any of those synonyms. I am going to destroy Dupan Chang. And then she tries her hardest to embarrass Marinette, but nobody is putting up with it. She's like looking around the cafeteria for support while she's trying to put down Marinette, with Adrien trying to tell her to stop, but everybody's just glaring at her. Nobody's supporting her. And Adrien, tells her to just go sit back down. He helps Marinette up because she fell out of her chair. And then Zoe comes along after Adrien tells her off and drags her back to her chair, just like we saw in the trailer. I loved this. And just tells Chloe off for everything. Chloe threatens to have her sent back to New York, and she's like, maybe I will go back to New York, but you're going to sit in this chair and leave Marinette alone. And then the whole cafeteria claps. Just reminds me of that whole Reddit meme, somebody posts a story that puts OP in a very good light, and the people will make that comment of, and then everybody clapped. Basically trying to accuse people of making up stories. But yeah, it's like, and then everybody clapped. So then Monarch, watching watching in secret because he's invisible, is like, yep, this is it. It's time to akumatize Chloe. And Chloe, like, people announce that they see the Akuma, and Chloe just stands up and is like, and accepts the Akuma, because like, yes, give me that Akuma, Monarch. Give me superpowers. Turn me into a supervillain so I can act even more like a spoiled brat. And then she turns into Soul Destroyer, which looks exactly like Soul Crusher. It is the exact same model. And I get it, Soul Crusher was, she was meant to look like Chloe because Zoe was, having to act like another Chloe. So Chloe's basically trying to turn her into a mini her. But, like, it's the exact same model as Soul Crusher. She just doesn't have the ability to grow. Instead, when she kicks you with her heel, she turns you into a heel that just gives her she turns you into a heeled shoe that just gives her compliments and tells her how great and amazing she is. Like, as if this girl didn't have a big enough ego as it was. And I just noticed that there's a shot where the Butterfly Miraculous is phased into Monarch. That's an animation error. And, okay, I just noticed that. Yeah, so he combines Multitude up a little bit so that there's 4 Multitudes. And so 4 Monarchs. 2 of them will each go and follow Alia and Zoe as they're sneaking off to go and transform. And when they get into a spot alone, and then the Kwamis come out and they're about to transform, Monarch uses Venom to paralyze both Ollie and Zoe, as well as Tiki and Plag, stealing the Miraculous and putting the Miraculous back on, but he doesn't activate them yet. He uses Voyage to go off to, I don't think it was the Place de Vosges. I'm gonna check really quick to see. I don't think they really show it too much, but I think it was the Place de Vosges. No, it's not the Place de Vosges. It's some arena area. But yeah, he goes off to this secluded area and combines and, puts on the Miraculous. Tiki and Plag see each other and they try to fly off, but Monarch, calls them to transform, and they're trying so hard to resist. And that's when Plag comes up with an idea. He tells Tiki that he is going to destroy his Miraculous, and that Tiki needs to use her lucky charm for Ladybug. Not for Scarabella, but for Ladybug. And as they're about to be pulled in, Plag activates his Cataclysm and cataclysms his ring, which... Okay, I need to talk about a little obscure piece of lore that we got, which is finally being acknowledged by the show. So there was a short comic series a few years back. It was very controversial because it was basically like 3 different plot lines, and in one of the plot lines, but they had, some characters that were very racist names, and there was also this whole thing where Marinette was wandering around New York in a box in her birthday suit. So yeah, it was very inappropriate and it upset a lot of people. But that was the 3rd story. The 2nd story in that comic series was basically Marinette talking with Master Fu, and Master Fu is telling her about the origins of the Miraculous, how each Kwami is born when a concept is created in the universe, but there was previously no way for the Kwamis to interact with humans. So a mage created the Miraculous so that humans could interact with the Kwamis. And so this was the first time that Kwamis could actually interact with and speak to humans, and that humans could even see them in the first place. So when Plag destroyed his Miraculous, he was no longer able to communicate with humans, which Tiki sort of explains. They aren't able to go into a whole lot of detail because obviously they don't have the time and Monarch doesn't have the patience, but basically that's why Plag disappeared when the Miraculous was destroyed. Plag still exists, he just can no longer speak to or be seen by humans. So Monarch is like, well, how am I supposed to make my wish without the Miraculous? And it's like, that's just the thing, you can't. And then the lucky charm that Tiki had created winds up going to Marinette, basically through a series of coincidental events, but it's all luck because that's how the lucky charm works. But in the meantime, there are buildings being created and destroyed simultaneously. They just keep appearing to disappear. And I'm assuming that's got to do with the fact that Tiki and Plagg both use their powers at the same time. Tiki to create a lucky charm and Plagg to use his cataclysm. So my theory is that because they both use their powers at the same time, that's why stuff is being created and destroyed. And it also created a huge crater around Monarch too. So Marinette gets the lucky charm, which she recognizes looks to be like one of the trash cans that are in the girls' bathroom. So she goes to the bathroom and she manages to find Alia, who had been in the bathroom when she was trying to transform when Monarch got to her. And Marinette is able to put two and two together. She realizes that, Alia was caught off guard and everything. And, with the door closed and everything, she's able to piece together what happened. So she runs home and creates a disguise for herself so that, it's very obvious that she's Ladybug, but also, just to protect her identity. Meanwhile, Adrien and Nino get the rest of the resistance together so that they can go and, fight Monarch and help out and try to stop them since something's clearly happened to Scarabella and Kitty Noir. So the resistance goes to help out. And Marinette, aside from creating herself a costume, she also takes an extra of the trash cans in the bathroom and decorates it, much like how she did in Silencer, to look like it's a lucky charm. So she goes and, she's got the whole thing going on, and she tells Monarch that, if he gives her back her miraculous, she can use the lucky charm to fix everything. But Monarch is like, oh, well, I'm smarter than you, so I'm going to use the horse miraculous to teleport behind you and steal the lucky charm so I can fix everything and get the cat miraculous back. But obviously it wasn't the real lucky charm, it was the fake that she made. And so, he continues to try and fight her, and she's trying to get the miraculous back. And that's when the resistance comes along with the paintball guns that I mentioned before. And they did such a good job setting that up. So the resistance comes along, and Monarch tries to go invisible, but they are shooting around with the paintball gun and manage to hit him so that even invisible, they can still see him, which was very clever. And that's when Ladybug, she used her yo-yo, or no, they're all trying to get the earrings away from him. Ladybug is unable to, so the resistance comes along and everybody tries to reach for him. And that's when Adrien comes along, with everybody, trying to hold him down and everything. Adrien comes along from the back and steals the earrings. And it's like, ooh, he just saw his son do that. Like, yes. Monarch was thwarted not by Ladybug, not by Cat Noir, but by his own son, Adrien, without a mask. No mask, just Adrien. No miraculous, just Adrien. And loved that. The look on his face when he realized that Adrien was the one who just took the miraculous away from him. And he gives the earrings back to Ladybug, who's able to go to transform. And she goes and grabs the real lucky charm and uses it to fix everything. And then she just shows right up, immediately grabs his arm with the yo-yo, and so that she can snatch the ring back. And that's when she notices what he did to the miraculous. But unfortunately, she's grabbed the ring first, and then she pauses to realized what he did to the Miraculous. And then he uses Multitude to get away from her and teleport back to his hideout. So he gets away, but they at least get the Cat Miraculous back and everything. And are able to fix everything, so... Yeah, he goes back home and is like... does this whole thing of, you're not gonna beat me again, I will eventually defeat you. You won't always have someone to help you out. Ladybug goes and checks on everybody, makes sure everybody's okay. And, she thanks them all, and they do a group pound it, which is amazing because everybody there is a holder. Aside from her and Adrien, everybody there is a temporary holder. And even in Ladybug's eyes, Adrien also was a temporary holder. So, because she tried to give him the Snake Miraculous. So, she's having this big group pound it, which is the first one that she's had since Monarch got all the Miraculous. So that was really cool to see, the big group pound it, but it's with the whole group. That was really cool to see. And then we get Marinette and Alia. They're in Marinette's room talking to Plag and Tiki, and Marinette's like, you know what? Yeah, this didn't work out, but you know what? It's gonna be okay. I'll take back the earrings. Plag, go ahead and give the ring back to Cat Noir, and I'm not gonna run from my feelings with Adrien anymore. We're gonna make this work. And it's like, yes, thank you, Marinette. So she takes back her earrings. And Plag gets Marinette's permission to go and see Kitty first, which Marinette tells her okay. And Plag goes to see Zoe, and oh my gosh, poor Zoe. This actually did hurt because she was Kitty Noir for all of 2 days, and she already lost the Miraculous and everything, and she's in her room, she's crying, she's so heartbroken because she thinks that she's failed. And Plag tries to reassure her because she's like, Chloe was right, I'm ridiculous. Like, no, sweetie, you're not. And Plag tries to tell her that no, you were a great holder. I really enjoyed being with you, and what you did in the lunchroom when you defended Marinette, that was amazing. That was heroic. You can be a hero even without a suit. And manages to give her a bit of a confidence boost and tells her to, that she should just stop letting her family walk all over her. And then Zoe gives him a piece of cheese with a ribbon on it, which is like, oh, she had a little goodbye present for him, which was really sweet. But unfortunately, we did not get a reunion scene between Plag and Adrien. But I will admit that, this episode was very well paced, so I can understand cutting the reunion scene because the other scenes, I feel like they were just the right length. They weren't too long, so I feel like cutting one of the other scenes to have the reunion scene might have done the episode a disservice. So we get Cat Noir and Ladybug meet up on the rooftop, and they're like, "Yep, and they've got more confidence now." They're like, "Yeah, we're the team that works. Not sure what it is, but we're the formula that works. And you and me and our Kwamis in the Resistance, we're gonna defeat Monarch. And this whole thing wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for our Kwamis in the Resistance." So they do a pound it in honor of Tiki, Plag, and the Resistance, because it really was because of them that they were able to keep Monarch from winning. And then the episode ends, and all in all, this was a really good episode. I really liked how they did all this, and it was really clever how they managed to make it so that Tiki and Plag were the ones basically saving the day along with the Resistance. So that actually works out because, we set up the Resistance in a previous episode, and now we're getting actual payoff for that. Plus, getting more info on the lore with the Miraculous, getting confirmation about the lore from the comics, finally getting that to be considered canon. That was also really cool, because the other adventure is definitely non-canon because that adventure took place in New York, and it took place, like, it came out before the New York special, and in the New York special, they'd never met any of the New York heroes, whereas in the comic, they had met the New York heroes, and Ladybug had the whole thing with, with Sparrow, where, you know, she and Sparrow had teamed up to save the day, even though the adults had you know, dismissed them for being children and everything. Yeah, but it was nice being able to get some, that nice little reference to the little bit of lore that we got in the comics from when we found out about the origins of the Miraculous. Hopefully we'll get more of that in the show, because again, you know, the comics, you know, the first two stories were great. The first story took place at the ice rink. That was a really fun episode, and then we get the one at the park, or not the park, at the beach, and well, yeah, because there was the whole thing at the beach first, and that started off with her talking to Master Fu. Those two outings were really good. It's just the one that takes place in New York right after the beach that's like, But anyways, maybe I should make a video about that sometime, talking about those comics. So yeah, that was the episode. I really liked how they, you know, brought a lot of stuff together. This really was a good mid-season finale, and now we get the rest of the season, where we get to see Adrien and Marinette actually working on their relationship as a couple, and it's, oh my goodness, if you guys have been avoiding the other episodes that are after this, oh my goodness, you're in for a treat when you get to those episodes. They're really good. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop rambling for now, because once again, I've been going on for half an hour about this 20-minute episode. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos from me. We do all sorts of fun stuff on this channel, including playing video games, we do art, and I'll sometimes talk about cartoons and anime. So if you enjoy this stuff, then be sure to ring the bell icon to never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I hope you all have a very magical day.